So, Member Ron Williams,
Here.
Town Administrator here, Chief of Police here,
Here.
Neighbor Services absent, Town Attorney absent, Town Clerk absent. Okay,
All right. Thank you, T.A. Red. Can we please have a moment of silent prayer, please? Pledge of allegiance to the flag.
Flag allegiance.
flag of the United States of America, of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can I have someone to move a motion to approve the agenda? So, Ms. Graham. Second. Are there any changes to the agenda, or you want to vote on it as is? Let me ask the council before we vote on it. There seems to be a little bit of, I don't know, confusion, discrepancy on the forms we're going to use for senior evaluations. Where do we need to go? I thought we were going to have a finished product, and go into and do the assessments.
No, I guess it's.
No. So I'm saying, is it the will of the council that we go into closed session on that today? Because that's on the agenda.
Councilwoman Shu.
Yes, ma'am.
If we're not ready, it makes sense to go into closed session. However, I do want to go into closed session and talk about personnel.
Okay, there has been a request to amend the agenda to talk about personnel, so.
In closed session.
Okay.
What in regards to personnel? Councilwoman
Yield? Okay, Councilwoman Anita.
What in regards to personnel, it gotta be specific. In reference to an incident that happened. Is it finance or performance? No, it's an incident that happened involving personnel. I don't want to get too detailed because I'm gonna have to start naming names.
We're not going to names, but when going into closed session, and especially with regards to personnel, we gotta be more specific than that. Sure.
You have to be transparent.
Okay, I'm gonna go into closed session in reference to a employee and council person.
Okay. Do anger?
She can't go on, she can't keep going. That's good, that's enough. So that would be, whatever it is, it's a situation with an employee and, what's the other one, the council person? Okay,
For compensation.
okay. All right, we'll take that. Okay, can somebody move on that change, please? And, approve the agenda?
Awesome.
Okay, a second. Okay, are there any nays? Okay, and they're all nays. T.A. Ren, can you call the vote, please?
sure. Councilmember Amanda Anderson. Yes. Councilmember Anita Anderson. Mayor Pro Tem Chu.
Yes.
Councilmember Ford. Yes. Councilmember James.
Yes.
Councilmember Williams.
Yes.
So 6 ayes, no nays. Approved.
Councilwoman Lee.
Okay.
For a hard stop at 9.
You can't second if she has not moved the motion.
I move that we have a hard stop at 9 o'clock for the council.
Second.
All council in favor of that? Hard stop at 9?
Yes.
Yes.
No nays? Okay, motion passes, majority vote.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so where we are here, T.A. Ren, your favorite part, the manual rules?
Rules for speakers. The mayor and council invite and welcome comments at public meetings. The mayor or chair will recognize you. Please introduce yourself at the podium, spelling your last name for recording purposes and give the name of your street and block number. Example, 4300 block of 34th Street. Time limits for speaking are indicated on the meeting agenda. While speaking, please maintain courteous tone and avoid personal attacks. If you wish to lodge a complaint about the performance or conduct of any town employee, please bring your concern to the attention of the town administrator, who will look into the matter and respond to you. As a courtesy to the other residents and businesses, the council requests that speakers not use specific addresses or names of the individuals when describing a situation or making a complaint, unless the name or address is essential to an understanding of the situation or complaint. Noting the block is preferred over specific address, code enforcement and public safety issues should be first be brought to the attention of the appropriate department. Thank you.
Thank you, Tia Ryan. The phones.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has phones?
Please be sure to turn off all your, well, put your phone to silence in respect to the meeting. Thank you.
Tia Ryan, public comments?
Is there any public comment?
No, it's no public comments.
Okay.
I've been told the gentleman is here.
Oh, there's no public comment. Sorry about that. Sorry, sir.
Good evening, how's everybody doing? I am a resident of Capital Heights, 5237 block of the street. I'm also the pastor down the street, 6122 Old Central Avenue. And I'm just coming tonight.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
What street did you say you lived
5237 Marlboro Pike. And I am a reverend pastor down at 6122.
in? So you're in, you're not in the town of Capitol Heights. That's outside of boundaries, but doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm glad you're here. No, I just wanted to hear, I'm glad you're here. So let's go for it.
My name is Victor Blackwell, and so I'm just here to join the meeting tonight and just see, to see what's going on in the neighborhood and, to better serve the community. We do a lot of outreach in the community as well as the area. I've been living here for about coming up on 5 years this year. I'm originally from Washington, D.C., the Shaw area. Louis State graduate, Lancaster graduate as well. So I just came to see what was going on. I do kind of recognize a couple of things that I think, so yes. And so I just wanted to reach you guys tonight and sit in and see what you guys want.
Awesome.
Great.
Councilwoman.
You said you done?
Yes, I am.
Councilman Benita.
Get your details. I can reach out to you when we have it.
Yes.
The name of your
Yes, it's called the Victory Center. And we're right at 6122 Old Central Avenue, right here on this exact street. And my grandmother actually used to have a beauty shop on the other side, but that was in the 80s. No, I do know it near, but it's not.
I believe in we're standing or that's okay. You're okay. She still had the floor. That's why I was
Okay.
just trying to recognize that she still had the floor.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Okay. I also serve as a musician for the area too, so I went to Louis State University for music. My major is classical music, and so I kind of served in the area, large ministries. I am a substitute at Dowsville Elementary. So that's a little bit about me.
Thank you. Thank you. Councilman Jay?
Oh, no.
Can you state the name again?
Yes, my name is Victor Blackwell.
Councilman James is Victor.
Yes, I saw his name.
That's right. Okay, you can see the name of that. Okay.
I also saw you guys online, so I said, "Please come through."
You like my photo?
Yes. Oh, you have some nice photos.
Thank you. Okay. So where we are now is annexation. Tia Red, you want to take the lead on this, or should we ask, Mr. Conley, you want to take, which one?
I think it's
Take the
Mayor.
lead on this as our intro to this.
Mayor, at this time. Gentlemen, I'll give you a copy of it.
No, I just. I'll hold it up. Thank you, Tia. Are we ready, Tia?
Yeah.
Okay. At this time, we have annexation plan resolution 2024-18 before us. TA Ren, please read the short title of the resolution for the record.
Okay, so annexation plan, resolution 2024-18. For the annexation of certain tax exempt real properties located generally east of the present corporate limits of the town of Capitol Heights, including certain segments of public right of way and approximately 30 parcels of tax exempt land, including parcels along or near Rollins Avenue and Addison Road, and in the general vicinity of Suitland District Heights Park, Suitland-District Heights Park, and parcels along or near Walker Mill Road and Karen Boulevard extending east along Walker Mill Road to an area near or commonly known as the Concord Historic Site and the Walker Mill Regional Park, and certain highway segments extending to and generally north, east, and south of the exit 13 of the Capitol Beltway, parentheses, I-95 /I-495, parentheses, and along Darcy Road to an area of parcel situated near the Paxton River Western Branch tributary known as the Ritchie Branch, including the area near and comprising the County Highway Maintenance Facility, DPW&T, situated along Darcy Road, containing a total of 872 acres of land, more or less, and including any public or private ways found therein as further described below in this annex plan.
Thank you so much. Do I have a motion to waive the full reading of the legislative item and proceed directly to discussion and a vote?
So moved.
Okay. All right, thank you, everybody. I'm sure, well, TA, can you take the vote, please, on it?
Yes. Okay, Councilmember Amanda Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Anita Anderson, Mayor Pro Tem Chu,
Yes.
Councilmember Ford,
Yes.
Councilmember James,
Yes.
and Councilmember Williams.
Yes.
So all ayes, no nays, approved.
All right, thank you so much. The motion passes to waive the entire reading of the annexation plan resolution 2024-18. TA Wren has already read the introductory paragraph or title of the annexation plan resolution 24-18. Do I have the motion to adopt annexation plan resolution 2024-18?
So moved.
Second floor.
Any nays? TA Wren, please call the vote.
Councilmember Amanda Anderson,
I'm sorry, this is a vote for, to approve the resolution?
Waive the reading.
I thought we just did that. I'm sorry, I thought we just waived to waive the
To
reading.
waive the full reading. This is to adopt the plan so we can go on to the annexation part. This is just the plan.
We got the plan. You come back to me, please. Thank you.
sure. Councilmember Anita Anderson, Mayor Pro Tem Chu,
Yes.
Councilmember Ford,
Yes.
Councilmember James,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-2.
Okay, so pass it.
That's fine. We waive the, I said no, I already know. Read the entire annexation resolution. We have to the resolution. To read the resolution.
because it's, you know, when you think about articles and stuff, it goes on and on and on, and goes, so it should be reading forever. So that's why.
I'm trying to get understanding, and I think that's where my colleague is trying to understand. It is to eliminate the reading penetration.
I yield to, yes, can you go? Mr. Conley, can you explain that better than I can? Please. Can't pass these on through, I see.
So, what you have before you, there's two pieces of legislation. One is annexation plan, which outlines the plan for the annexation. It's the preemptive legislation that must be passed prior to the actual annexation resolution. It is a legislative item that does need to be passed. Based on what the mayor did, you waive the full reading of the annexation plan, and then after that, you need to pass the actual annexation plan before you can move on to the annexation resolution, which is only introduced at this time. It's not passed today. So you pass the plan, you introduce the actual resolution, and then from there, you can further your discussion at that point. But in order to get to the resolution, we need to pass the plan. So one preempts the other.
So I thank you, sir. I understand this is the plan.
Right.
We waive that. And then we'll get to the resolution.
Yes, Councilman.
Okay. So I'm looking at your plan and all of these street names within this plan. And I understand when she read what she did, no one lives on these. This is empty, vacant property, correct?
So they're not vacant properties. What they're considered is tax exempt properties belonging to the government. So these or a piece of parcel like a church that's tax exempt as well. So what we have here, I'll go over a quick view of it, just going on. So we to elaborate a little bit further, if I may. There, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, there is a map that's associated with this, and to break down the large survey, what you're looking at bringing into the jurisdiction is a point from Addison Road by Rolling Ridge. And let me zoom in, make sure I got that correct, because these glasses are for distance. Yes, Rolling Ridge, which is a tax exempt parcel. Pulls in Suitland District Heights Park, Gethsemane United Methodist Church, as well as the portion of Gethsemane, thank you. United Methodist Church. And I worked in this area for years, I should have known that. Then you have Walker Mill Road. And Walker Mill Road extends all the way down to properties that you'd be pulling in, which are tax exempt and belong to the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Prince George's County. Walker Mill Regional Park, Concord Historic Site. You go further down where it switches to Ritchie Marlboro Road. Once you hit Ritchie Marlboro Road, if you're familiar with the Beltway interchange with the two traffic circles, that entire area with the traffic circles, which belongs to the State Highway Administration, is proposed to be brought to the jurisdiction. And then there's some other parcels underneath the Beltway, more so on the Largo side or Upper Marlboro side, which on Ritchie Marlboro Road extends out to some other tax exempt properties. You also bring in a portion of the Capitol Beltway, which runs up to exit 13, inner loop and outer loop, and then extends down just prior to the Ritchie Marlboro exit, or just a little bit past the Ritchie Marlboro exit. It also has a portion just adjacent to the Kingdom Hall, and it abuts the Capitol Heights Elementary School, which is already in the jurisdiction, and Gateways Village. So these properties that I just mentioned belong to the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Prince George's County government, and the State Highway Administration. So they're all tax exempt. They neither have the ability to consent or not consent to the actual annexation. And with that, it does not tax your services. because the primary law enforcement agency for the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning sites is the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Prince George's. And for the roadways, it is Prince George's County, and for the Beltway, it is the Maryland State Police. So they still remain primary at this time. And the Capitol Heights Police Department would be secondary to that and would work on any, they still have a primary jurisdiction purpose, but Prince George's County Park and Planning, if there's a call at the park, they're going to go first. So they still have full law enforcement authority on any of these roadways. You also can exercise control over the right-of-ways on these particular areas related to any other enforcement mechanisms, and your code enforcement extends to that as well as parking enforcement as well. So it would be considered a secondary function. There's no assessable tax base on this. You would not see any revenue from this. You normally don't see any highway user revenue related to these particulars, although because they are remaining property and maintenance of Prince George's County. So your Department of Public Works is not responsible for maintaining any of these roadways. That is Prince George's County, the State Highway Administration, and Maryland Park and Planning. This also, you mentioned DRC Road. The fuel pumps, Department of Public Works, and the bus depot is another portion of this, which is brought into your jurisdictional boundaries related to the DRC Road pumps. Again, Prince George's County's primary jurisdiction on those locations for county buildings. I wasn't going to touch that.
No, 'cause you can't count.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, was that, did you want to continue on?
Yeah, when it comes to, I'll just briefly mention it. When it comes to traffic enforcement, alternative means of traffic enforcement, whether it's an officer, whether it's an automated system, this would also give the ability for the jurisdiction to exercise that right under the law in this particular area that's been annexed into the jurisdiction. So it is an option for the council to go ahead and consider with these particular roadways.
Okay. All right. Councilman Anita still has the floor.
So it won't cost us anything as far as tax wise, but how will we benefit from? Is some of this land buildable? I mean, can we build on it? Can we do anything with it? Or is it just it's land that we can say we own? How will the town of Capitol Heights benefit from these properties that you're trying to annexate into our town?
So I'm glad you asked that question. It opens up the door for me on this one, which is the town can exercise its right, one, for automated enforcement on this roadway, on the roadways contained in there. So that is one benefit on the safety and security side, as well as the ancillary benefit of the violations that are collected from the civil infractions from automated enforcement, as well as red light enforcement on these particular sets of roadways. The other portion is, while you do not, I don't know about build, but I think there might be one lot that is a buildable lot. I don't want to speak out of turn on that one, but the other benefit is really strategic at this point. And what this annexation does is it pulls in value, as in the town of Capitol Heights will be able to say, we have two parks that are within our jurisdiction. We have this many miles of beltway. It becomes down to an economic development vantage point. The biggest thing here, it lays out the future of other annexations which bring in the true economic development, which is the commercial properties that take longer to develop because you need to get a pre-annexation agreement or contract in place in order to usually bring these commercial properties in. Because there are taxes involved, there's increased taxes, fees, business licenses, business personal property taxes, and those come down to a negotiation with the property. This annexation is laid out to make it so the town is strategic in place where another municipality cannot encroach upon your annexation efforts. And it gives you the time to breathe, to pull the actual commercial developments in that will expand your tax base. And you don't have to rush towards it and worry about another municipality that may be in your north or south encroaching upon the jurisdiction any further. So those are the benefits. Long-term benefits is long-term economic growth. Short-term is, of course, the traffic safety efforts that could be involved with it. And then, of course, the value that comes by increasing the town's resume or the intrinsic value of all these different properties.
Um, so my last question, I understand what you're saying as far as it'll help us long term if we do try to get some type of commercial business into the town. So help me understand this. Let's say where we've annexed into, there may be currently a shopping center already there that's not in our town. It's Prince George's County. So we can later go and try to annex that particular shopping center into our town that can bring us more revenue.
Yes, and quite frankly, based on this annexation, I have no problem saying like Ritchie Station, Wawa, the Royal Farms on the opposite side of the Beltway, the Sonic that runs along that way. There's tons of industrial parks up along that side. And then even on the other side of Walker Mill, you have a couple different shopping centers that are there. The more you proceed down, the more shopping centers. Right? Very other. Yeah.
My last question. So we see, or can you project or see the possibility or the likelihood of us being able to acquire those particular properties which you just named?
Yeah, I think it comes down to negotiations and the willingness of the mayor and council to come to the table with the developers or the property owners. That's what I've seen in my experience. I can't call it as to what the success rate would be because it is a negotiation. However, what I can say is that based on the annexation I have done, business owners and citizens don't want to go to the Dave and Buster's and worry about their windows getting smashed in and property crimes. And that's frequent up in that area. The Prince George's County Police Department, the men and women there are amazing, but guess what? They're shorthanded, they're overstaffed, they're overworked, the call volumes are through the roof. And these people are looking for concierge level law enforcement services. And when you start bringing these commercial properties in, that's what they get. They have the ability to, and one of the negotiating points is they can pick up the phone and call their chief. They can pick up the phone and call a council member. It cuts out a level of bureaucracy and red tape for them and security. So what this does for them, it gets rid of the bigger government, comes down to the smaller government and the services that they want. So that level of law enforcement is something I've seen many looking for now that they want to have. They want to say, man, where are my police? And they want to say, no, it's Capitol Heights Police. That's who's responsible here. So it's just the era that we're in, and that's what they're looking for. And I think that's a huge negotiating tactic for the towns.
Thank you, sir. I yield.
For you? Okay, council, are there any more concerns?
Councilmember Amanda?
Councilwoman Amanda?
Thank you, first of all, for explaining more on the sector plan. I mean, the annexation plan and what this looks like. My question is really just to be able to better articulate to a resident or for myself to understand what would be the negatives that annexing for the town or for a business. I heard you just talk about those positives and the reasons why that sounds appealing. What are negatives?
Well, in this one with the tax exempt properties, it's hard to really place the negatives because there's no massive responsibility that's placed on the jurisdiction. You're not caring for the property, not spending any tax dollars. Your law enforcement is going to be the secondary law enforcement in most cases. When you're talking about commercial properties, the actual property owners, well, it's whatever your municipal tax rate is, it's going to be on top of the county tax, besides the differential. So that's something that could be looked at as a negative. Your business personal property tax, whatever that may be set at, is something they would pay an additional. From the commercial side, they said, well, now I have to put in a permit to have a business with the town and register my business. So those are some of the negatives that you could see from the commercial side. But the solution to that is a pre-annexation agreement, which hashes all of those various things out and tries to limit the negative impact on the commercial development over a period of time, where it makes it more comfortable to come into the jurisdiction and expand your tax base.
Thank you.
You're
Appreciate it. I do.
Do you? Council, anything else? TA Red?
Quick question, so if the motion that just passed, we don't, because Miss Amanda didn't give an answer, that doesn't matter, right?
No, she said no.
Oh, she said no.
So you have.
No, I don't.
She said come back.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, so I want to make sure.
But normally you can't come back to her. She has to vote when we're voting.
Okay,
But you can't come back.
Understand.
This is official.
okay.
Okay. So hers, I guess hers would be abstention.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right,
Councilmember Amanda,
yes,
we just make sure we follow that same rule then any other time that someone asks to come back to them.
noted.
Thank you.
Thank you. On public record, noted. Okay, you ready? Okay, the motion carries. We already did that. So we're going to proceed to, annexation resolution 2024-01. Is that the right number, TA Red?
Yeah, motion carries. Yeah, anything we
No.
don't pass that.
Oh, the, resolution number.
Yes, 2024-18.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
01.
01.
I have
Okay,
01.
sorry. Yeah, annexation resolution number is 2024-01.
It is 01?
That's correct.
Okay. Annexation resolution by the mayor and council of the town of Capitol Heights to enlarge the corporate boundaries of the town by annexation of, I know the 950 is not correct. What is the right acres?
872.
872. I'm going from my notes, so, okay. All right. 872 acres of land, more or less. Do I have a motion to waive the entire reading of annexation resolution number 2024, is it -18?
-01.
Oh, 01. Thank you for the correction.
Councilmember Amanda,
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to challenge that it's 2024-01 because we're up to like 2024-18. So it would make sense that it would be after that, not beforehand. So I just want to make sure that we're correct in 2024-01.
Are,
You yield for an answer on that, Councilwoman?
is that ordinances, or this is tantamount to a charter amendment resolution? So if you, and it's an annexation resolution, so if you don't have any charter amendment resolutions or annexation resolutions, this would be separate from that. And if I'm off course on that, I would let Mr. Best correct me, but this is tantamount to a charter amendment resolution, which would be separate from an ordinance.
Okay, let's, okay,
So is an annex resolution different than a regular resolution? Because you already have resolutions through 2024 already in place, and I don't have them in front of me, but I'm certainly probably have 2024-01.
It is, an annexation resolution is it's a chart, it's basically changing the charter. It's similar to a charter amendment resolution. So unless the town has a practice of keeping charter amendment resolutions in line with regular resolutions, then this would be correct. But since it is an annexation resolution, so it would be treated separate from that, and as
the
such.
normal.
Right
process.
now, good. Okay, Mr. Best is queuing in, and he may either correct me or.
I will, I have, I will, okay, thank you. Okay, so, Councilwoman Amanda, do you yield the floor to Kevin Best?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can we put Mr. Best on? Attorney Best?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is Kevin Best speaking. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, the question is, where does an annexation resolution fall in the pecking order of legislation, and does it require a separate number? The answer is yes, it does require a separate number, because although it doesn't technically amend your charter, because you all don't codify your metes and bounds descriptions of your municipal territory in your charter, this particular piece of legislation, the annexation resolution, is the equivalent of a charter amendment. the courts have said over and over again in Maryland that a charter amendment resolution or an annexation resolution is like amending your constitution, your local constitution. So that's the reason why there's a different sequential number. And I believe this is your first and only annexation resolution this year, if not for the last several years. So it is designated correctly. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Best. Okay, you yield, Councilwoman Amanda?
No. So based off that, I would make the Anderson motion to approve the annexation resolution number 1-2024.
No,
I'm
well, we're,
reading off what's on the resolution here.
no, yeah, but we're not there yet. We're gonna wait the reading of the entire resolution. We're not there yet. To motion for that. I had a motion on the floor. You can discuss it after the motion is either put out or not. I yielded for that, but I was getting ready to have somebody move a motion to the floor.
Councilwoman Chu.
So let's do that and then we will discuss. Okay, so where I am now is, do I have a motion to waive the entire reading of annexation resolution number 2024-01? That's where we're at right now. Second. Are there any nays?
Councilwoman Anita.
But before we take the vote, I should open the floor for comments. And that's where you want to come to, Councilwoman Amanda. Do you want to comment on that?
I have a comment on this current motion.
Uh-huh.
Councilwoman Anita called for it first.
I was going backwards. Councilwoman.
The reason I'm calling for the floor, Mayor, is because I hear what you're saying as far as not reading the resolution in its entirety, but for me to understand, I can't effectively vote on something because I haven't had the opportunity to read this in its entirety, and we're not trying to read it in its entirety. So I cannot, in good judgment, vote on it because I don't know what's all in here. And I need to know what's all in here. And I think it would behoove all of us to know, because if something comes back, not to no shade to you or Attorney Best, not to say that something come back to bite us and we say, well, we all voted yes, and it was in there. I'd rather read it and know what's in it so you can say yay or nay then with a good sound decision, as opposed to saying, let's opt now. It might be somebody say you want to come and shoot me in the toe in this thing. No, I yield.
Yes, Mayor. So you are not voting to approve the annexation resolution tonight. It is an introduction. You needed to approve the annexation plan, and this is an introduction only. You have over a month to read the entire plan, resolution, meets and bounds. It's the meets and bounds is, I think it's near 100 pages.
124 pages.
Yeah, 124. So tonight you were simply introducing it, and it needs to be legally advertised for minimum of 4 times, because this is an annexation over 25 acres. And then there'll be a public hearing. And on the night of the public hearing is when you would actually call a vote, which is in February. So tonight it's merely introducing it and letting it put out there for public consumption, allow your residents to read it and review it, allow you to sit and analyze the entire thing. So you're not approving that tonight. You're just merely introducing it so staff can take the next steps in doing the legal advertisement.
Thank you, sir, for that clarity. That was not clarified or clarified to us. Now I feel comfortable or feel better in making a decision into moving forward. I yield.
That clarified for me. Thank you. Are you?
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Terry Wren, can you call the vote? This is we're just introducing it.
Sure. Councilmember Amanda Anderson. Oh, wait, sorry about that. I thought we took a vote, no?
Yeah. We're waiving the reading.
Yeah, but then you
This is
call
the
it. vote.
introduction. Read it later, but in order to get the legislation in place, we have to move on this. That's why we waive the reading of it.
I
That's what the
understand.
vote is.
But you guys have to, this is the second part to this. The waiver of entire reading of the annexation resolution number 2024-01. It was first, motion by Councilman James, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem to now to call the vote that you guys are okay with that.
That's what you said.
Yeah, so that's why I'm calling the names.
Yeah.
Okay, Councilmember Amanda Anderson,
No.
Councilmember Anita Anderson. Councilmember, Chu,
Yes.
Councilmember Ford,
Yes.
Councilmember James,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams.
Yes.
Okay. That's 5 ayes, 1 nay. Passed,
Thank you,
approved.
Ray. The motion passes to waive the full reading of annexation resolution 2024-01. And please read the title of annexation resolution 2024-01 into the record.
Can I have that? Just one minute. Sorry, I don't know. It's hard just to paste it. So the Town of Capitol Heights, Maryland, annexation resolution number 1-2024. A resolution by the mayor and council of the Town of Capitol Heights to enlarge the incorporated boundaries of the town by annexation of 872 acres of land, more or less. That's it.
You read it?
Yes,
There was,
that's
just
it.
so Councilman Nita noted, there's an error. The 01 is before the 2024.
So- Okay, let me read this. The Town of Capitol Heights, Maryland, annexation resolution number 2024-1.
But on this,
It's on TA Ray, there's an error on the, annexation.
Okay.
it says 1-2024.
Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he has a question.
Mayor, it's ministerial, we'll just change it.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you. Let the record show that annexation resolution 2024-01 has been introduced and TA Ren has read the introductory paragraph into the record. Copies of annexation plan resolution 2024-18 and annexation resolution number 2024-01 with exhibits, the Maryland Municipal League annexation handbook, annexation flow chart, and the annexation process can be found on the town website should residents have questions about the municipal annexation process. As this is only the introduction of annexation resolution number 2024-01, no further action is needed by the mayor and council at this particular time. The mayor and council will hold a public hearing on annexation resolution 01-2024 on Monday, February the 10th, 2024, at or, it's 24. Here's my notes,
2025.
10th. Thank you, Councilman Anita. I'm reading from my notes. At or about 7 p.m. at 1 Capitol Heights Boulevard, Capitol Heights, Maryland. Notice will be published in a newspaper for general circulation. Staff is directed to perform all necessary functions to perfect their annexation resolution number 2024-01 as dictated on the final page of the annexation resolution number 2024-01 and subtitle 4 of Title 4 of the local government article of the Maryland Code. Thank you, council. This will be the first of any annexation in this town. Thank you. Any closeout for Mr. Conley? Did you have anything before we move on to our next agenda item? Attorney, is Kevin Best there? He's gone.
He's still.
Attorney Best, you got anything before we move on?
No, Madam Mayor, I do not. Thank you.
Thank you for attending, sir. Okay, we will move on
Glad
to
to be
our,
here.
thank you. We will move on to our next item, which will be mid-year budget review, TA Ren.
Okay, so in front of you guys, you all have copies of the budget as mid-year as of today. As you can see, everything is actually we're doing quite well. There's not, but maybe 9 line items that we need to adjust due to increase in cost or very minor costs. And which I put together a resolution to go through. In general, our revenue at this point in time, total income is at so far gross profit is $2.1 million. Our budget is 7.4, and we are looking for we have a remaining of 5.3 million to accommodate the remainder of the year. Our expenses, as you can see, are relatively within the boundaries of where it should be at mid-year per line item, and also per department. So at this point in time, our budget, yes, so our income at this point is slightly under basically 37. I'm sorry, apologies. I'm sorry, because this, our treasurer had just given this to me, and she made some minor adjustments to it, but I've not had a chance to review it. Sorry, yeah, total expenditure at this point is 2.140, 362.61. Yes, the last page 7. If you look at total expense, it's 2.140, 362.61. Well, so we're actually under, if this is correct, is by 6.519393, which is what originally we thought was going to be. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Let me re-put together my thoughts. I apologize. Hold on 1 second.
We're getting confused here.
No, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. If you look at page 7 of the last page of our budget versus actual town of Capitol Heights, if you look at total expenses, that's what I'm reading from. Sorry, she made some changes and I want to make sure that I understood this correctly. Apologies. Hold on 1 second. Okay, here we go. So basically, we had budgeted 8.659, 756.32 for the year. And we're mid-year. We've only thus far expended or used 2.140, 362. So we're way below budget in terms of like how much our expenditure should be. So technically, we're only 1/4 of the amount that we should be spending. So we're doing very well. Do you see that? So we budgeted for 8.659, how much money we're going to use for the year. Instead, for the last 6 months, we only used 2.140, which is 6.519 million less.
Yeah.
So we're doing really well in terms of controlling our budget. In fact, we only used 1/4 of the amount we were supposed to use for the year. Does that make
Any other
sense?
questions, TA Red?
Yes,
Okay. You said the budget was 8 mils,
yes.
but that was inclusive of what monies? It wasn't just the
It's
overall.
everything. No.
No, that's what's confusing. I understand it, but we didn't budget to spend all that in the fiscal year based on a normal operating.
Yeah.
That is that including COVID grant money? What is that including when you say 8 million?
That would,
Because that, let me get it out, because that can be misleading. Okay.
okay. So that would include the COVID money, but if you look at the COVID money, which is the line above it, including COVID money is 4.644. So if we basically if we took away the grant, we would still be within our bounds
By what?
by $2 million.
Okay. What was the exact amount that we budgeted? I'm just looking.
The
at
amount
this.
that we budgeted,
Now, forget the grants and COVID, the operating amount.
there will be 4 million.
Gotcha. Okay. And now, so we're under the 4 million. We're at, how much have we spent?
2.14.
2.14.
That's correct.
So if you look at it that way, we're going to be on target, which is fine,
Yes.
because we've spent half of that budget
Mhm.
and we're going to spend the other half during the next 6 months. So we are going to spend that money.
However, the reason we want to include the grant money is because we will be spending it. That is part
Got
of
you,
the
but
cost.
I'm just dealing with the operating fund right now.
That's fine.
Okay. Thank you, TA Ray. Keep going.
So we're actually doing really well. We're gonna be on point, if not less.
It's good.
And this includes all the
Overage is
departments.
what we,
Yes,
that's good.
so we're balancing the budget. So that's a good news.
Awesome.
And in addition, just so you know, we did receive additional grants from the SAPP fund, which is 85,000. As you'll see, on line item, first page, page 1, 42405, state aid for police protection. We also gotten a grant, thanks to Chief, 42404 for Legit Noble for 1,695 for training. We also have line item 42406, community garden grant, 9,500.
Okay.
Yes, which we can utilize. And one thing, and then of course, Senator Bill, bond from Senator Vincent, 2024, gotten by mayor, 200,000. Another one, 200,000. And then park and planning via Chris Oreda, 400K. The two things I noticed is not in here, which should be in here, is the 50,000 that mayor had gotten for us for the,
MEA, Maryland.
that's
Energy.
right, MEA, that's right, Maryland Energy. And I noticed one other thing, the BJAG, which is $40,000 for our police department for the purpose of, for cameras. So that's $40,000. So, and 50,000. And then one thing is also Mayor Pro Tem Chu, as well as Councilman Ford, was able to get $750,000 from the Tree TP, I guess you can say, a foundation from the state to provide tree services and tree planting services and sustainability efforts that's done by the town. That's $750,000 from the state. So that's not on here, but however, please be noted, the $750,000 not given to us is actually managed by the state, which we can oversee and sort of work with them on, but it's allocated by them. So it goes onto their budget. That's therefore it's not ours. The only thing I should include in addition is the Maryland Energy Fund, which is 50K, plus the BJAG, which is 40K, which will be added on to our budget as income or revenue. Yeah, BJAG. And then with that, if you guys have any questions, I'm ready.
Councilwoman Aida. Tia, thank you for the support. These things that were not on here, the Maryland Energy, the BJAG, the tree, and the 50,000 for something else. No, I got the Maryland Energy. There was 250,000, so she said.
No, 150,000.
Oh, it's just one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The BJAG is 40,000.
The BJAG, right. Okay, then, my bad. When will these be added to our budget so we can see it? And that's question one. Question two, you had stated when you first started that there was some things that would have been changed or moved around. So will you outline those or highlight those so we'll know who we're doing what, please?
Yeah.
I yield.
The answer is yes. I'm gonna change it or include it, update it tonight. So it will be reflected tonight. And also I did put together a resolution with the line items I do need to change. It was 9 items, which I think I gave you guys all copies of. And it's been posted on the website, which if I may, if you guys don't have any questions, I think that's agenda number 10 for the mid-year reapproaching resolution, which I put together as 2024-17. If anyone doesn't have any more questions. Please be also aware, Mayor and I have been working on making sure that we get advancement for CL19 and NED19. We have successfully gotten that money back. It's $200,000, which we spent 40,000, so which we returned $109,992. And that was part of the NED 19 line item 42332 and line item 42331 CL 19.
Okay. Tia, really, I'm not understanding what it's CL19 and NED19 grants.
Yes.
Question. Okay. And on here, we received $100,000 each, which is 200,000. You said we returned some money?
No, I apologize if I misspoke. What I meant is we were able to gain advancement. Originally, the idea was we spend it, they reimburse us. In this situation, Mayor and I discussed with them, they were going to advance us the money. So instead of like we pay and then we get reimbursement, they just give us the money upfront.
This might be a little bit confusing. This is money based on the CBDG. This is like a block grant. It's a block grant. And this is community development grant. These are monies that were in place for Chambers Avenue since, what is it, 2019?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and the money was not spent and the effort was not done. So we were going to lose the money, almost $500,000. Again, you know this story from SHA and CBD with those grants. We were going to lose the money. The money we were going to lose, two pockets, where it was four of them, four grants. It was to be spent by December 31st of this year. There's no way we could get it done. We haven't even broke ground on the project yet. And the rest of it was supposed to be in the spring, what is the TA rent of next year?
Yes.
So what we did, we had some phone calls with the principals and I pleaded the case for the town because this is a whole different administration. And so the principal took a liking to TA Ren, truly she did. And I did the spokesperson and TA Ren did all the work. And she basically told us really what we needed to write to send to her superiors to get that money extended. And we're talking almost $500,000. So that money was extended, but we had to give the government a plan of when we will break ground because they've been hearing this since 2019. So that's why she said she was able to save the money. And the money, they advanced it to us as opposed to saying, spend it, you'll be reimbursed. That's what she said.
Okay, thank you for that clarity. So NED 19 and CL 19, those that 200,000, what are we using the money for, or have we used the money?
The purpose is based, we did use some of the money for parts of the projects. This is for Chamber Avenue.
For parts of the property?
Such as like to design.
Chambers
40,000 was for, Chamber Avenue, Green Street. 40,000 was used for tool design. That was allocated into the system. 17,000 was for Atwell. That was for the purpose of, work that they've done. I have copies of all the receipts should you wish to look at it with me.
Excuse me, Mayor and Council and TA, excuse my opinions. I thought we hadn't done anything with Chambers Avenue, and we're still waiting on Argos, Councilman Chu?
No, please. She got to the store. TA Ren, we give her an answer.
I'll yield for an answer.
Argos has nothing to do with
Okay,
this.
thank you for that.
Okay. And Chambers Avenue, you cannot start development until you start the phase, which is be your design, working with your mechanical, your electrical engineers, your draftsmen, your architects, all your permits. It's a whole process before you ever get to breaking ground. You got it.
Okay, thank you, Mayor, for that clarity. My understanding, or I thought that we were in the process of getting the permit. So we have the permits now for Chambers Avenue. I didn't know we had solidified it or we had gotten them, but I thought we were still trying to get the permits. Are you for an answer?
To be candid with you, Chambers Avenue has been a nightmare, just like the police safety complex. This is a new administration and all of that stuff we had to work and iron all that out because there was a lot of problems. Some of the things we duplicated, some of the efforts we duplicated, unfortunately, because of the record keeping. So where we are now, we had to tell the government point blank when we will start this effort. Is that the spring?
Yeah.
We've got it all laid out. We have to start it. It's in the spring.
Thank you for that
Got it laid
clarity.
out.
Now, thought at our last meeting, we had decided we were going to just scratch Chambers and just put flower trees and stuff, beautify it, and that was it. We weren't gonna continue to seek money
scratch it. We cannot put $500,000 into that project. We don't have it from the COVID. We got projects going on. You are perfectly clear. So what we're doing is using the money we have, which is is it over $1 million, Tia Grant?
Yes.
Well, we can definitely do something. And what we did, we bid the contract out, not we, CPJ bid the contract out. I think Ms. Wren got something back from one of the.
Yes, I did.
And so what we're doing is,
Just did.
the whole contract was bid out, which is probably 3 million, so to speak. We're working this with the government, folks. We're going to downscale it based on the beautification we can do and spend their money. That's why we don't want to lose it.
Thank you for that clarity. Thank you, Tia Ren. I yield.
Yes, ma'am. Any more? Floor of the council?
Councilmember Amanda.
Councilwoman Amanda.
Hi, TA.
Hi.
I have several questions.
Sure.
All right, the first one is, when it comes to our revenue, our income, I'm finding a discrepancy and I'm hoping you can help me understand what's wrong here.
Sure.
When I add up the amounts that in the over budget line, so the amounts where we haven't brought in the revenue yet that we budgeted for, that equals $6,335,605.65. On our spreadsheet, it shows $5,321,658.35. So there's a difference there around $1 million. Can you help me understand why that is? That's my first question.
Can
Well, Mayor, I have a list of like 6 or 7 questions, so it might be easier if I can yield after each question for an answer. Does that work for you? Okay, yeah, so you can answer that question, please.
Okay. So basically, this is actually done by QuickBooks. So if there's discrepancy in terms of basically what you're calculating it to be and what it is coming up, what we can just go back to the system and take a look at it. But this is automatically generated based on the what we budgeted and also the amount that's inputted as the amount that was received. And then basically automatics generate whatever the amount is remaining. So if that's an issue, I will go back and check it out because it's a system thing. It's not something we manually do.
So I think we definitely need to go back and make
Sure.
sure all of the
course.
equations are put in correctly. I love a good Excel sheet and it's my gift. So I can see when things are off and there's some things in here I do see that are off when it adds up. So we just need to go back in and make sure we have the right numbers.
No problem.
A couple other questions I have are when it comes to, this might be for either you or the chief, but I'll start in revenue under the police department. If you can remind us and help explain some of these numbers for 4,600 traffic tickets and citations. I noticed we have 3,600 in, yet we budgeted for 20,000. Can you just help us understand how we'll be able to get up to that 20,000?
I have the information. I knew you might potentially ask this particular question because I asked the same. In terms of traffic citation 42600, this page 2 right here.
Can we have a page number, please?
Yes, page 2.
Thank you.
What our calculation is at 3,600, which I have copies of attached here, is based on what the police department has generated for us. I think we need to go back and take a look at it because I also agree with you that our number should be much higher than that. Simply because, our officers are quite aggressive in giving out tickets. Is this one, traffic citations ticket?
I need to know which tickets you're talking about.
No, traffic
I'm
tickets.
just going up with the budget, telling me the budget under 42600 is saying our traffic tickets
right here.
citations is 3,600. We budgeted 20,000. So I want to make sure, I have a couple of these that I want to talk about, just make sure that we're on track to meet that budgeted number, because I have a feeling when I really look closely at these numbers, we're not as closely on track to meet these numbers as we might think we are.
So maybe that's something that I'm going to look into and figure out. Because the traffic tickets, that's what's calculated to 3,600. What we do on our side for finance, when the tickets come in, I'll show it to you. I have it right here. So I thought this is something you might want to know. So basically, each person Basically, each person, we look at deposits, the date and so forth and so on, the names and the amount of basically traffic tickets or we have received. So we get this from our system in terms of our computer, but all this information should be generated on the police side.
So
So
to make
we'll
sure
look into that.
I'm challenging whether the numbers are right or
Yeah.
wrong. I'm analyzing, are we gonna make our budget? Are
I
we
agree.
going to bring in the money that we thought we were gonna bring in?
I
That's my
definitely think there is a mistake here because I'm looking at July, there's only 4 tickets that's received in terms of like penalty receipts. In August, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tickets. I don't think that's really right. In September, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's still not right. So I think there's some discrepancy in terms of like,
Okay, so I'm gonna put a star next to that.
Sure,
Keep that-
absolutely, that's fine.
All right, next, under fingerprints, 43,43000. Kind of the same issue. We budgeted 20,000. We thought we would bring in revenue. We're only at 5,666. We're halfway through the year. So that's basically the same thing, the same concern there.
Again, I have copies of the amount that we received via our bank statement. And that's the amount that's currently showing for that particular amount. This is again fingerprinting, right? Yep.
The other one I have, so I guess what I'm trying to say is we need to rethink about whether we're going to actually use that number in our budget, that revenue number. If you go down to other revenue, okay, same thing with impounds, 42,800. We only have 1725. We budgeted 10,000, so we're not even close to 50% mark. If you look at 43,500 interest income, I'm assuming that comes in at the end of the year, that 200,000.
Which one is this for line item?
43,500 on page 2, income. I'm assuming the $200,000, it just comes in at the tail end of the budget year.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying interest income, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes, it usually does. But we
Um,
can do evaluation to see what that is, because that's my department. I'll check.
Okay. For 43,600, right below that, miscellaneous receipts, can you remind me what?
Those things are? Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Same issue, we budgeted 50,000, we're only at 2,469 so far.
These are basically reimbursements that we were miscellaneous receipts. These are reimbursement for items for such as like custom refund checks, reimbursement from computer to printers, just various basically overcharges that we will be depositing back into this. And this also would include, hold on 1 second. This would also include the revenue we received from the insurance claim that we received from Legit, which is about $53,000.
The revenue.
Yes. So it would cover the 50,000, which is not inputted because we're not yet received a check.
Okay.
We just don't do this until we receive the check.
Thank you for clarifying that one.
In addition, also the park and planning money that's coming in, we've received 140,000 already. We're still waiting for another 30, that's 170,000.
For donations that came in, can you clarify, do we
Yes.
budgeted for 1450 and then we have exactly 1450? So can you just remind me what we budgeted for donations? What that is exactly?
Sure, no problem. Hold on 1 second. The 1450 was a back to school event. Holy Cross Prayer Band gave us $50. NK Mason Inc. agency gave us $100. Telegin Masonry gave us $1,000. That was which is an effort that our accounts of the business just gave us money to help with our effort for back to school night. I mean, sorry, not back to school night, but the back to school event. I have all the breakdown here if you'd like to look at it.
Okay, just, thank you, that's good. I do think that Mayor Council, and we talked about this back in when we originally did the budget, that we aren't really bringing in revenue on like capitalized day donations or community garden or sponsorship and marketing, college tour. And we kind of said that when it came time to the mid-year reappropriation, we would take a second look at that. Unless one of us or somebody in the town puts work into bringing that revenue, it's just going to stay empty. And it is about $10,000. So I think it's significant enough to reassess. And my other question was, well, it's really a suggestion for the future. And I think we've mentioned this before, that it would be helpful if there's next to the line, just a small explanatory statement of what this budget line item is for, so
Okay.
our residents can understand. And so
Sure.
we can understand. We don't have to spend time reminding ourselves what exactly that is, because there's hundreds of line items here, so that would be a lot for anybody to remember off the top of their head. So an explanatory statement would be helpful. And then you said that the budget was posted on the website. Where in the website? Or you said, I'm sorry, the resolution
Yes.
was posted on the website. I didn't see it today. Can you tell me where?
I think that we had some glitches on our system, but it should be up, right? It is, yeah.
It's on there. It's under the calendar for tonight's meeting.
I checked it around probably like 4 or 5.
We just put it on
Yeah,
there.
I think it was just probably some, yeah, we've been having some issues with our system. Actually, my computer wasn't even working at all. I had to work offline the whole time. So tomorrow when NTI comes in, he's gonna have to fix this.
Another just suggestion that might be helpful is where we have the over budget. I know we have the negatives and positives, but if there was a line that just showed us the percentage.
Yeah.
That would just make it easier, like as you glance through to see, because being negative 6,000, if that means you're like you've hit 90% of it, then that's not a big deal. But if 6,000 means you've only hit 20% of
I
it,
understand.
then it's a bigger deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so.
So just a suggestion if that's possible. But I think that's all fine for now.
Do you?
I yield. Thank you.
This is a QuickBook application, so I will see if they can do percentages. If not, then we will have to manually input it so you guys will be able to see it, or just do a separate Excel sheet. Because this is again, QuickBook, it's a program. If they have it, I'll make sure it's on there. If it's not, we're just gonna manually input it for you guys.
Here, I heard
Yeah.
you say that earlier that KPI would be in here now, too, if they have anything to do with our internet, we need to work on that, because even right now, I have no internet service.
Okay, you. Is there anything else on the budget?
Councilman Ford,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you, Tia. I appreciate your clarification on these line items. I know you're doing a lot with auditing and other things. So whenever you get around to it, if we can have those quarterly spending plans for departments, I appreciate it. Thank you. I yield.
Absolutely.
Anything else on that? Okay, TA, ready, you want to talk to us about the reappropriation of funds?
Yes,
On the
Mary.
resolution, you want to read it?
Okay, so introduced and read December 9, 2024. Amendments blank 2024, second reading and adoption blank 2024. Town of Capitol Heights, Resolution 2024-17, drafted by Town Administrator as resolution amending the fiscal year 25 budget. Section 1, be it resolved by the Council of the Town of Capitol Heights that the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget of the Town of Capitol Heights shall be amended as follows. Expenditure transfer $1,655.86 from budget line item 56404-NSD special project budgeted for $12,000 with a current balance of $11,655.86 to be budgeted line item to the budget, sorry, that's typo, budget line item 56406-file internet NSD with a current balance of $227.85 to account for an increase in cost. Transfer $1,600 to budget line 56115- which is street maintenance NSD budgeted for $10,000 with a current balance of $10,000 to budget line 56340 storage facility NSD with a current balance of $1,380.60 to account for an increase in cost. Transfer $9,000 for budget line 55024 capital ally -PD budgeted for $10,000 with a current balance of $9,899.76 to budget line item 56101 capital improvement NSC currently under budget by $32,715.71 to facilitate unforeseen cost and expenditure. Transfer 10,000 from budget line item 55115 speed camera expense dash PD, budgeted for $28,225 with a current balance of $28,185 to budget line 56101 capital improvements NSE, currently under budget by $32,715.71 to facilitate unforeseen cost and expenditure. Transfer 30,000 from budget line 56004 sanitation trash pickup dash NSD, budgeted for $450,000 with current balance of $266,072.50 to budget line 56101 capital improvements dash NSD, currently under budget by $32,715.71 to facilitate unforeseen costs and expenditure. Transfer $3,185 from budget line 55115 website / IT management dash admin, budgeted for $7,000 with a current balance of $7,000 to budget line 54403 security dash admin, currently under budget by $678.01 to facilitate unforeseen costs and expenditure. Transfer $500 from budget line 53171 Veteran Day expenses, budgeted for $500 with a current balance of $500 to budget line 54401 furniture dash admin, currently under budget by $334.53 to facilitate the unforeseen costs and expenditure. Transfer $375.57 from budget line 53145 back to school supply giveaway, budgeted for $2,000 with a current balance of $375.57 to budget line 54401 furniture dash administration, currently under budget by $334.53 to facilitate unforeseen costs and expenditure. Lastly, transfer $12,000 from budget line 54006 administrative salaries dash admin, budgeted for $450,000 with a current balance of $337,236.18 to budget line item 54002 health insurance dash admin, currently under budget by $55.77 to facilitate the unforeseen increase in costs. Be it finally resolved that this resolution shall take effect upon adoption. Passed this blank day of December 2024 in the town of Capitol Heights by Mayor and Common Council Amanda Anderson, Councilmember Anita Anderson, Councilmember Latoya Chu, Councilmember Ford, Councilmember Victor James Senior, Councilmember Ronald Williams Senior, Councilmember. Resolution 2024-17 drafted by Town Administrator. The resolution amending fiscal 25 budget. Attached Linda D. Monroe, Mayor. Resolution 2024-17 drafted by Town Administrator. A resolution amending fiscal year 25 budget. Certification, I hereby as duly appointed Town Administrator of the Town of Capitol Heights that on this blank date December with blank ayes votes and blank nay votes that the four haste resolution passes. Joy Grant, Town Administrator. That's it.
Okay, so we will open the floor to questions on that because that was a lot. But first we have to have a motion to move the resolution. Yes, ma'am. Second. All right, comments.
I'm sorry, who was the second?
I second it.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna
Councilwoman,
go down, let me start that. Councilman James,
No questions.
Councilman Williams.
Thanks, Chair, for the report. We're about financial aid. Thanks, but I have no questions.
Yes, sir. Councilwoman Nadeem.
yes, a couple of them I start. It says transferred 1,600 to budget line item, the second one,
Yes,
street maintenance. What was that, the street maintenance, what were they?
street and maintenance is currently budgeted for 10,000. Oh, my sorry, does she yield to me?
Yeah.
Can I yield to, I'm
Yeah,
gonna yield to her.
She's gonna ask them all. Go ahead.
Ask them all? No.
You're on three?
No.
You want to do one at a time?
Yes, please.
She yields back and forth. Okay.
Sure. So budgeted for 10,000 with the current balance of 10,000. Right now, what we're gonna do is use some of the FAPP money and move it there if I need to be. At the moment, there's no usage for it. So because it's mid-year, we're still at 10,000. I thought it was appropriate to use 1,600 from that 10,000 to utilize street maintenance. Yeah, it was just, and for storage facility, because right now, the storage facility is down to $1,380.60. Hopefully, the $1,600 will carry us through till the remainder of the fiscal year.
Okay, I guess I'm what was they supposed to do with street maintenance?
Potholes, if there's any pavement that's necessary, just whatever we need to do to maintain the streets. And also, I'm assuming that also includes some cost with signage, just miscellaneous things that we would do in terms of maintaining our streets and our roads.
I understand we need to pay for the storage, but they need to do those things too.
Yeah.
But okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one, transfer 30,000 from budget line item 56004 sanitation trash pickup. We don't do pickup of trash.
That was just the name that was written on the sanitation, that line item. I just copied it exactly as what noted for line item 56004. This is basically cost of the trash service.
So what's the capital improvements in there?
The capital improvement for NSC is some of the money were utilized for the purpose of the community center. We were, we were under budget for it because we were still waiting for the money to come in from Park and Planning and Park and Recreation. And in the meantime, we were bills that we needed to pay the vendors that provided the service. So we were using from that line item because I don't want to use any funds without having a line item and it being specific to the purpose of, which is capital improvement. And this was the only line item I could take it out of. This is capital improvement, community center, any development of will be capital improvement.
Okay, I only have 2 more. The last one on that page, transfer 500 from budget line item
Yes.
53171,
Yes.
Veterans Day.
Yes,
So we had. Okay, budgeted 500
Mhm.
and to be budgeted for furniture.
the reason being is Veteran Day has passed. Unfortunately, we didn't
Right.
do anything with it. So the idea was to allocate some of the funds from areas that we know, for example, back to school is the next stage, that we know we're not going to be using it this year to places that need it or under budgeted. That was all.
Okay, and my last one is this back to school.
Yeah.
Now, because we did this year's back to school with the coalition,
Yes.
and we also had another back to school place. Where did that money come from? Then you got this line item that says back to school. I'm a little confused, and
We had,
then you budgeted for more furniture.
okay.
I yield to you, ma'am.
Sorry. So basically what it is what I did was I take line items that we know that we're not going to use anymore because for the next budget school year, I guess you can say school supply giveaway will be for the next fiscal year, will be fiscal year 26. So what I did was the money that we know we're not going to need or use anymore, I just put it towards the areas. It could have been anything for areas that we were under budgeted. In this particular case, it was just basically furniture. That was all. It wasn't because I wanted to put in the furniture. That was where it was under budgeted. And I thought since we're not going to use that money, we might as well put it towards something to be useful, so to speak.
I guess I could say I'm a little.
We had budgeted $2,000 basically for school giveaway because the tri-municipality, it works out really well. Everybody put forth money. We even got donations of $1,450, as Ms. Amanda said. So we actually had a little bit extra left over. That's where the money was, $375. We weren't part of the tri-municipality as you were part of, but we're spearheading for a town. We wouldn't have the extra money. Yes, so that clear. I'm sorry. Just want to make sure that was clear. Because of that, we had extra money, because without it, we wouldn't have the extra money.
Okay, I yield.
Okay, any other comments?
Yes. You going down? Okay. Hello, TA, thanks. TA, when we were doing our, any reappropriation of funds, if we could attach to the resolution, details in terms of increase in costs. I know you just, for the sake of summarizing in your resolution, you just put increase in costs, but attached to it, could you give us some details?
Sure.
I know we do have a spreadsheet, and the reason I say that, so when it's time for the budget again, we can see how, we do
Absolutely.
understand. Thank
Yeah.
you, I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. I yield, that's all I have.
TA, great, thanks for the information. I just have one question. For the first section, where you have the 1,600, for the bios, get out, what services are we paying for? Did we increase our plan, or it's just the price increase from, Verizon?
I'm gonna look at this really quick, based on the, hold on, transfer budget. And especially budget for 12,000 current balance of that to the budget line. You're looking at 56406, right?
Yeah,
Hold on one second. Let me pull that out.
because we budgeted 1,800. But, I know we're close to it.
56406, 56406. Hold on one second.
It's on page 3.
Okay. Where is it? Sorry. 56. Oh, I see it. You're looking at, files 56406, right? We were budgeted for 1,800, and then basically, we used $1,572.15. We only had, $227 remaining, and I'm assuming that might not be enough for the remainder of the year, maybe 6 more months. That's why I added $1,655 to it. But give me 1 second, and I see if I pull that information. Well, this is page 3. Yep, I can tell you what it
What
is.
she's looking for, yeah.
No, I can tell you what it is.
Because normally, I've never seen.
The purpose to charge for a minute, new charges due, it's basically for Verizon, T-Mobile, Verizon, new charges due, basically Verizon.
I know, but for what reason? Because we've never had to adjust our, Verizon or Comcast. So that's why I'm trying to figure out for what reason.
Yeah, it might be, Chief was just saying it might be for the cameras, but I can double look into this. I have all the charges and who it's actually to, there's a memo. And they, like I said, it just says Verizon and it has exact dates and so forth. So I can look into this and tell you what it is, the breakdown.
Okay.
But it's not a lot. Basically it's a total of it's July, August, September, October, November, and December. So for a period of 6 months. But we'll find out.
Okay,
But I do have the breakdown so you actually know what it's going to.
okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. I yield.
No further business?
I was basically going to say the same thing as council member 4. Whether we attach a spreadsheet that explains more so that we have record of it when we come back to budget time. Also for transparency of what these unforeseen costs are, whether it's put into the resolution or on a spreadsheet. I think that's really important.
Okay.
Very quickly, Mayor, the Verizon and the cameras, 6 of them have cradle points that use Verizon cellular service, which is a service we didn't have before. Once we got the cameras, we have the cellular service to the cameras now, so that's probably the additional cost you're talking about.
The 1,600, well, 1,500 something, divided by 6. It's like, it's like 200 something a month, yeah. Yeah. But I'll look into it nonetheless, just to give you a better understanding.
Can you also check, because if these franchise fees, Comcast is increasing,
Yeah, I got that letter that you gave
okay,
me. Yeah,
Comcast is increasing all the, customers, they're gonna be paying more, their monopoly on this, what is it, BIOS or Verizon? So can you just double check on our franchise fees?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
If they increase, we should be getting more
Yeah,
revenue.
more money, yes.
Thank you. Anything else about this, resolution? Okay, TA Brand we've already had who did the motion in the second?
Councilman Ford is the motion first, seconded by Councilwoman Anita Anderson.
All right, thank you so much. Can you take the vote on that, please?
Yes, Councilmember Amanda Anderson. To pass resolution.
Conditional that there'll be a spreadsheet attached?
Yes.
Then yeah.
Councilmember,
We have to go back and do an amendment to the resolution to accept what Councilman Amanda said. So it's too late for that. So the motion's already on the floor without that amendment. So, and then we've opened the floor for voting. So start with Councilman Amanda again, please.
okay, Councilwoman Amanda Anderson.
Is it too late for me to Oh, for a friendly amendment.
Yes, it is, because we'd have to vote this down and start again. That's what y'all want to do.
No. It's my vote then.
Okay.
Okay, Councilmember Anita Anderson. Mayor Pro Tem Chu,
Can I say something? I know where I'm going,
You
but I
can't, you
didn't,
have to
I didn't
take,
understand it.
you can't, you have, that's why the floor was open for comment. You can either vote this or vote this down and then put a new motion on the floor. You have, it's a vote in progress.
Okay, can I have the motion read again?
yeah,
Sure.
approval resolution, approval of the resolution amending the fiscal year 25 budget. Resolution number 2024-17, what I just read. Do you approve or do not approve?
I approve it.
So yes, okay. Councilwoman Ford,
Yes.
Councilmember James,
Yes.
and Councilmember Williams. Okay. So that's 5 ayes, 1 nay.
Okay, motion passes 5-1. Okay. But the suggestion
Yes,
that was made by, Councilwoman Ford and Councilwoman, Amanda, as mayor, I think that's a good suggestion. Okay, so we'll go on to, where are we next?
Joy. Joy. Joy.
One second, tell me, I lost my agenda.
PA.
Organization.
I have a
Oh,
small,
excuse me,
You
everybody.
can have the forward, please.
Okay,
may I?
Councilwoman Ford, I'm sorry.
Sorry, may I speak? So I need to make a small adjustment for that one. Is it possible for Councilwoman to talk about the other,
Mhm.
the resolution, I think I believe it, yeah, like it's the tracker first, so I can make that change for her, or the resolution for 13. Is that possible? If I just switch the two,
Oh, you want to switch them?
yeah, just because I need to, because I didn't have enough time to,
Okay,
would that be
okay,
okay?
so we're not ready for the organizational chart.
No, but,
But we don't have to switch them, we'll just go to the other one.
okay. But, I just have one sentence to add.
Do you want to come back to it? Will
I
you
just
be
have
ready?
one sentence, yeah, just one sentence to add. Or
Okay,
whatever you
that's
guys
okay.
want me to do.
Let's move on it, okay. Because we have a hard stop at 9. Councilman Ford.
Yes, so the resolution that's before the mayor and council is what was discussed in our last meeting, an work session. And so this is for the organizational structure and the adoption of an organizational.
T.
chart. TA would read this.
Mhm.
And I do want to add that they're in the. Are we organizational structure?
We're doing the tracker first, correct? She said she had to do something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With that one
Flip
change,
it. Okay.
there's one part that
No,
you wanted me
please,
to
one,
revise.
one. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good
night. Good night, good night.
She's flipped it, so we're going to do the tracker first.
Because
Okay,
there was,
let's start with the
there
tracker.
was something
please.
you wanted me to.
Yes.
Yes, that's fine.
That's fine.
Let's start with the tracker. Oh, so we don't have the tracker and we're not ready for the
No,
organizational
no, she
chart.
had the tracker. I had to do the organizational chart.
It's not printed, TA.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can
we don't
print it
have a
for you.
copy of that.
I can do it. Okay, I gave it to you last time, but I can.
You
print
do
out
have,
the
yeah,
tracker.
you did have it before.
I can do the tracker for you right now.
Appreciate it.
I don't have a tracker.
Yeah, she's bringing it, but she's giving us a copy of it. And so it's the track. No, there were no changes in the track. It's changes in the organization.
I got 17. But I don't have 15, 16.
Okay,
I've already printed one copy, she will print the other 7 copies, and 18 will give it to you guys. It's ready.
Yeah, we can just go with it. Okay, let's go.
Councilwoman Ford's got the floor.
Yes. So we have the organizational chart, a resolution before us. So we do have the chart online. Sure. We have the organization, the resolution as well as the chart.
Here you go, this is the original, she'll give you the other one.
Thank you. On the chart, what's missing is the mayor and council report, which should be at the top of the chart. The council, mayor and council, you look at your organization chart. Yeah, so at the very top, we should see the mayor and council, and then to the right of or to the left, whichever TA decides to put it, you should also see our town clerk. And then you follow with the town administrator. And the chart looks good, with the exception of the property standards supervisor should be under public works, because property standards is part of neighborhood services division. That's what that's supposed to be, neighborhood services division, and public works falls under that, as well as property standards falls under NSD, right? So that's the update that needs to happen.
So this branch need to swing over.
Yeah, so,
I'm just trying to get clarity.
yes, so those are the only updates for this organizational chart. Now, in short, the reason for this current organizational structure and organizational chart is just to educate our residents, as well as keep the town organized and have it documented what our structure is for our government. It helps keep it very transparent, as well as I think it would help us to follow protocol in terms of anything changing. Mayor and council will be abreast of whatever is happening within the organization.
Okay, do you want to open the floor for questions?
Sure.
Okay, Councilman Nader.
Thank you, Mayor.
I'm 16. 16. I'm 16.
Councilmember Amanda?
Oh, Councilman
I called for it.
Councilman Anita. Councilman Anita has the floor.
Councilwoman Ford, if my memory is correct, I thought, I saw something once before that they did away with the wording of public works and its neighborhood services. It's not public works, it's not that was done away of, I think even your administration, if not before, but it's because of something, not a lawsuit or something came. But public works is supposed to be neighborhood services. And then property standards, yes, you are correct, property standards would go up under that.
So same with services division.
Councilman
It's a division.
Okay, what?
Yes, it would be NSD, Neighborhood Service Division. And then property standards would go up under him, it gives people, neighborhood services, people would go under the director, and property standards will go up under him as well. He gets inspected. I yield.
There you go. Okay, do you want to keep the questions? You want to comment?
Councilman James.
So it was a question, direct question for me. I believe it was just a statement saying, for the public works, I do not have any documentation for that. I don't recall any documentation for that. I do see that it's the Neighborhood Services Division. I do know that it's split, so it sounds like we're saying that should be Neighborhood Services. And property standards should be authority. Property standards authority should also be alongside that as well. But again, I do not have any documentation for that. And if the TA could provide mayor and council with some documentation in terms of the name change, that's fine until then.
Councilwoman Chu.
They want to keep it in line with whatever. Yes, what.
Okay, resolutions. Okay, for a point of clarity and order, resolution 2024-15, it says tracker, but this is actually the org resolution, the org chart resolution. So it doesn't correlate with the tracker. Right. Yes. Numbers are incorrect. It should be 15.
16,
Yes, but it's 15 on here.
okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
So I wanted to continue to answer my colleague. So just to keep in line also with what the budget has, we would then remove that public works to neighborhood services. Is that the neighborhood services? We have neighborhood services division. It's the division. Look into that. The separation, it would be neighborhood services and then property standards. It would just, the separation would be the public works as well as property standards authority under neighborhood services division.
Okay.
So,
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, I know prior to even the last administration, the name change was done and we was told that was because of certification using public works. So that's why they changed the name to the Neighborhood Services Division. And then like Councilwoman Ford said, you have the property standards and you have MSD underneath of it. Oh, no, I do have one other thing. So I'm just looking at this org chart, and if we are going to vote on the resolution for the org chart for the town, because it's going to become legislative, and we're putting this in place, does that mean every time that we come up with a new position for the town, or if our town expands, like because of the annexation, do we have to come back and do an amendment to this resolution just to add a position to the org chart? I mean, what do we need to do? Because if we put this in legislative and this is the Bible, meaning that this is the organizational structure of the town of Capitol Heights, once we vote on this, whenever there's a position that has to be added into the structure, are we coming back in to modify this resolution or add an addendum to the resolution to add a position? I yield.
yeah, so within the resolution, yeah, we do say that any changes to the, and I'll just, it's this second, be it further resolved. So I'll do the first one. Be it further resolved that no changes to the town's organizational structure shall be valid without public discussion and approval from the council via a resolution. Be it further resolved that only the town administrator may request changes to the organizational chart and must provide the following documents. So these documents are necessary, that they provide council the latest approved organizational chart, as well as a memo summarizing the proposed changes, as well as a proposed organizational chart and detailed justification for the proposed changes, including any impact on current and future resources. So I think it is important for us to ensure that whenever there is a change to the government structure, that we go through the process to ensure that mayor and council is informed and that we approve it. Thank you.
Okay.
Councilmember Amanda?
Yeah.
Just a question for under Public Works Director or Neighborhood Services Director, whatever you choose to call it. I see administrative assistant, and then I see under that the PWT. To me, that reads that the administrative assistant is over PWT. I guess my first question is that meant to be that way? If yes, I suggest we change it. If no, then I suggest that we just move administrative assistant in between Public Works Director and Property Standards Supervisor, and that the PWT would come directly under the Public Works Director and Pavement Services Director. I yield.
Yes, Councilmember Amanda, that is correct. Our administrative assistant Our assistant town administrator / office manager, she was making some updates today, a little before the meeting, and that just means that the administrative assistant works for both public works as well as, yeah, so she's the, property standards, yeah. And so the line which should come out from that to let us know, or to reflect that she does work for both of those, is that, so your suggestion, I do agree, but your suggestion, to make it really simple and simplified, that she does work for both the property standards as well as public works.
Councilmember Manda?
Who has more amendments?
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's clear that the PW team would go directly under Public Works Director. So under Public Works Director, it gets aligned. For if you want to look, it gets aligned to PW team, then it gets aligned to Administrative Assistant, and this, they share. But instead of this goes away, and a direct line goes to PW.
Yeah, run this down or out from, yes,
But
that's
I didn't
out
do
from the
it.
NSD, but however you suggest, yeah. Before.
Councilwoman Anita. Government, where did we yield?
I yield.
So this TA, I think it's TA.
Technically, that's how it always was anyway. Property standard and NSD was under one umbrella. It was just. Me, it's always been under one umbrella. And yes, I agree with what you all are saying to them. I am.
Okay. Now, are we did this in the work session, so you want to put this to a vote, even though you have to do some corrections? But you're voting on a markup.
Yes, I would like to put it to a vote and take into consideration the suggestions that were brought forth by council.
All right, you want to start with, who has the resolution? Yeah, you want to read?
Yes, please. Town of Capitol Heights, Resolution 2024-16, drafted by Ford, introduced by Ford and Councilmember Williams. Resolution making a relation to current organizational structure and adopted organizational chart. Whereas the mayor and council recognize the critical need for a clear and current organizational chart to ensure efficient, effective, and accountable governance. And whereas to ensure transparent and accountable governance, a well-defined organizational chart is essential for delineating lines of authority and responsibility within the municipality, while also serving as an invaluable resource for employees, residents, and stakeholders to understand the town's structure. And whereas the attached organizational chart developed collaboratively with department heads and key personnel accurately depicts the town's current structure, departments, divisions, and personnel, and supports the town charter, code of ordinances, personnel manual, and related resolutions and policies. Whereas the structure of our municipality is that of a council manager form of government, wherein the council, I have to get something up because I'm not coming to it. Whereas the structure of our municipality is that of a council manager form of government, wherein the council holds legislative authority, and the mayor is recognized as the head of the town government for ceremonial purposes by the courts of the state and by the governor for purposes of military laws. And the mayor shall execute all ordinances passed by the mayor and council. The mayor shall have such other powers and perform such other duties as may be prescribed by this charter or as may be required of the office by the mayor and council, not inconsistent with this charter. Whereas the mayor and council appoint several key positions, including the town administrator, who also serves as the chief financial officer and chief administrative officer, town clerk, town attorney, and chief of police. The town administrator oversees all municipal operations, including the budget, day-to-day functions, and executing council-approved directives. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the town of Capitol Heights that the organizational chart attached as Exhibit A shall be the official organizational structure of the town of Capitol Heights. Be it further resolved that no changes to the town's organizational structure shall be valid without public discussion and approval from the council via a resolution. Be it further resolved that only the town administrator may request changes to the organizational structure and must provide the following documents to the mayor and council: the latest council approved organizational chart, memo cover summarizing proposed changes, a proposed organizational chart, detailed justification for proposed changes, including an impact on current and future resources. Be it further resolved that upon council approval of an organization chart, the town clerk shall complete the following actions: maintain an updated copy of the organizational chart, post the organizational chart on the town's official website, make the organizational chart available to the public upon request. This resolution shall take effect immediately. Exhibit A, attach the organizational chart with the included suggestions by our council, mayor and council. Be it finally resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption, as this day, December 9th, 9th day of December 2024, Town of Capitol Heights by mayor and common council.
Okay, so what we need to do, somebody move a motion with the noted changes, and we'll vote, because we're not gonna do the hard stop. So can you move the motion?
I move that we accept resolution 2024-16 with the changes discussed on the organizational chart.
Any comment?
Councilman Chu. My only suggestion is, we come back with a final copy, only because, Councilman, the org chart has been changed about 3 times since we've been up on the dais. And then also, Councilwoman had to include some information in the resolution that's not even in the resolution in reference to, the charter. So my suggestion.
Oh, it's in there.
So my.
It's in here. I read it from mine. She just put it here.
It's there.
It's here.
Okay, because to me, I think it's so many changes. I think seeing a final document would satisfy me, that I just feel.
Councilman James.
Yeah, we're comments. Go ahead, Councilman.
Mayor,
Yes. Sweetheart, let me put it like this. We're out of thing here. There was a motion on the floor. She put it on the floor. She didn't get a second, so without a second.
Well, she got a
Oh,
second.
okay, forgive me. I stand corrected. That's where we are.
Yeah.
I know that. I'm just saying, that's my fault. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
she's made her corrections. And I hear mumbling and grumbling. And obviously, some people are not, or some of the council members are not in agreement with what she's saying here. And that she's made her corrections from the last reading. And things have been done tonight. Now, if you're not in agreement, then don't vote yes. And some people had already started voting yes. Be honest and be upfront and be open with it, with what your concerns are. That's all I'm saying about it, because I think it's pretty laid out, pretty open and direct. To the point, what we need here in this family, and especially with the council, and especially with this organizational chart. I yield. No, he asked for it first. Councilman James.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Because I know it's loud. Oh, where you, Councilman
very
James?
loud.
Okay, I missed it. Councilman James, okay.
Yes, I'm in agreement with the whole resolution, with the exception of be it further resolved, the second, be it further resolved, that only the town administrator, I don't think that only the town administrator should be able to weigh in on, be able to change the org chart or make suggestions to change it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Well, here's where we are. Unless we want to we have a motion on the floor. So it was second. So we're gonna have to vote that motion down and go back and amend it and vote, and vote it with the amendment. Because you have an actual motion on the floor that was voted on, it was a second. So, any more? Any more? Okay, can you take a vote on that, TA?
Absolutely. So move to
Oh,
approve. Oh,
Yes, I'm supposed to speak. You want to just go ahead?
It's just there anymore.
Oh, forgive me.
No. I just want to make it clear. I don't have a problem with the organization chart. But here, we have changed it at least 3 or 4 times. And to me, to vote on it, I want to see a final document and I use the floor.
Okay. Is anyone- Councilman Amanda, did I?
No comments, thank you.
Yeah, I would like to also give a comment, and I do take into consideration my colleagues' thought in terms of the town administrator being the only one that could present a change. And the reason for that being is because she is the chief financial officer as well as the lead person over the town. So any type of changes would come through her. But I do not want to exclude mayor and council being able to put on the floor any suggested change to the organizational chart, if that's the reason for the comment. Okay, and so I am willing to amend that in the next go around, accept that amendment.
Okay, want to vote on this? Okay, can you call the vote on that, TA?
yes, Councilmember Amanda Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Anita Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Chu,
No.
Councilmember Ford,
No, for the sake of my comment. I just made.
okay, Councilmember James,
No.
and then Councilmember Williams. Okay,
Councilman Ford?
that's 4 no, 2 yes, so it did not approve.
I would like to put back on the floor resolution 2024-16 to take into consideration the comment of my colleague, Councilman James, to also include in that in the third, second, be it further resolved that only the mayor and council and TA may request changes to the organizational structure and must provide the following documents to the mayor and council.
I'm sorry, which paragraph is that on the change?
Yeah, so, yes, the third after noun, but it's the second,
Second page.
be it further resolved. Right. So it's after the noun therefore, go down to be it further resolved.
The second page.
I ain't gonna do
Oh, I see it.
it.
No change to the town registration shall be valid without public approval from the council beyond that.
And then the next one, like
I see it. Be it that the only town minister may request, but you want to add,
the mayor and council.
so it's like that only the mayor and council and the town.
Yes.
Okay, I can make the change.
No.
Okay,
Do
all
I
right.
make the change?
So can we get a second?
Second.
Okay, any comments?
And again,
You have a comment?
yes,
Yes, ma'am.
I do have a comment.
Okay, okay.
And again, I do encourage my colleagues to vote this and to pass this resolution because of the need for it to have something on record. And I do hear the concern that there were just changes in terms of where a block lays in the organizational chart. As well as the mayor and council is missing from other organizational chart. We did note that TA, I'm not sure if you were in Roman app, but those are the changes that I had suggested that be included. I just want to state this again, that for the mayor and council to be at the top of the chart, also under that,
Yeah.
with an arrow extending toward the town clerk, or the function from the chart. And you're looking at for the public works, we will put NSD, and then under NSD, you will put neighborhood services as well as property standards authority underneath neighborhood services department.
Got it.
Okay, so we're gonna vote on the resolution as stated with those changes and edits. There's changes and edits. Okay,
May I read it?
yes, ma'am.
So approval of resolution 2024-16 drafted by Councilman,
No, we've already read the.
no, I'm saying
resolution.
just before, and then what I'm gonna just read it. Because what I'm gonna put on here is
No,
with
we've
these.
already read the resolution.
No, I'm saying, I know you read it, but I'm gonna make the changes where,
Oh, yes, ma'am.
basically the second page, third paragraph, to add that only mayor and council and the town administrator. In addition, for the chart, you put mayor and council on top with a box showing town clerk also reports to mayor and council, and a box on top of public works and property standards with NSD on top. Is there anything else? And that's it, right? Those are the amendments you require.
Right, so you did say NSD at the top, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
NSD at the top.
So
and
NSD
under
right
NSD.
here, and then there's the public works and property standards, and then you got mayor and council on top, and then with a clerk.
And the administrative assistant, I'm sorry, that was another comment from
There's another-
Councilmember,
No, it's already.
Councilmember Anderson, because we wanted it to be clear that the administrative assistant works under under NSD. How it looks now is if PW team works
Got
under.
it. So
Okay.
basically that serves both, basically
Yeah.
administrative assistant goes under NSD, it serves both sides.
Yes,
Okay.
I yield.
And you cannot put your town clerk up there where you have mayor and council.
No, it's gonna lie.
That's what I'm trying to see if I'm not understanding.
No, it's like this, the town administrator, town clerk, and then the mayor and council.
Got you, okay.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I thought she said, put it up there. I was gonna say that.
No, just underneath mayor and council. I mean, it's me. It's probably my drawing's bad.
That's okay,
It's mayor and council, and then you got me, and then you have town clerk.
okay.
And then you got NSD here, and then you want administrator goes to here, and then serves both sides.
Let me see.
NSD, and then you have public works, and then property standards, and then you have administrative assistants, like, working for both.
Let me see
both.
this.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yep, let me see.
He's over
can you
top.
add-
Okay,
Just so she.
respectfully, we have a motion on the floor. Whatever the changes are, we will do them after the fact, because you've already said with the
Thank you.
changes.
Thank you.
We got a motion. Can you call the vote, Tia?
Yes, Councilmember Amanda Anderson,
Okay.
Yes.
okay, Councilmember Anita Anderson. Mayor Pro Tem 2,
No.
okay, Councilmember Faith Ford,
Yes.
Councilmember James.
Yeah.
And then Councilmember Ron Williams.
No.
No, okay, so 2 no, and then 1, 2, 3, well, 4 ayes, so it passes, 4-2.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
We didn't make the
Lisa,
resolution.
hold on. Before we move forward, that's what the changes though, right?
Yes, with the changes.
Yeah, with the changes. Okay. All right, so, let's go to the next one.
The next one would be the tracker. And so the time, am I reading the resolution? Are you reading the resolution? Tia?
I can, you're 15, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about this. No, I don't have, did you have, is this the 15? Oh, yeah, no, actually, it should be 15. It is 15. The resolution is 16 for tracker. Then that's wrong here. The tracker should be 15. It's just wrong here.
It's
It's
my
wrong
agenda.
here. It's
So
fine.
it's wrong on
Okay.
the agenda?
Sorry about that. It's wrong on the agenda, but it's correct here.
Okay.
The town account, okay, so introduced on December 9, 2024. I'm so tired. Kung Fu fighting. I don't know. It's in my head like Kung Fu fighting. I don't know. Today's like, I don't know why I'm being Kung Fu fighting. Anyways, so that song. Anyways, so the town of Capitol Heights, resolution 2024-15, introduced by Councilmember Faith Ford. Resolution to establish a task tracker for the mayor and council, whereas the mayor and council MNC are committed to transparency and accountability. And whereas effective monitoring of mayor and council action items, planned activities ensure efficient completion and facilitate, sorry about that, proper discussion. And whereas a tracking system will centralize and monitor initiatives, enhance communication, and promote transparency. Now therefore, be it resolved that Mayor MNC recognize the need for task tracking system and mandates the return to using the task tracker. Be it further resolved that the task tracker system shall be Excel-based and managed by the town administrator/town clerk. The file should capture the following data and be stored on the MNC shared drive as read only. A, date initiated, B, initiator, C, action type, dash, brief description, assigned to, D, assigned to, E, meeting date, F, effective date, G, council action, H, tracker number, I, status/notes. Be further resolved that MNC direct implementation of tracking system that shall be the primary source of developing meeting agenda. Be it further resolved that an agenda item titled Task Tracker Update should be included on the agenda for every MNC meeting. Be it further resolved that all action items are planned activities/events required council approved shall be recorded in the MNC Task Tracker to allow timely notice for open discussion in compliance with Open Meeting Act. Appropriate deliberation/vote by council and accurate recording for public record. In the case of emergency, follow emergency protocol. Sorry about this. Okay, be it further resolved that the town administrator is directed to complete the following action plan and send a recommendation report to MSC by January 3rd, 2025. Research and recommend a more suitable tracking system, including and related costs. And two, ensure the tracking system is accessible, secure, and has reporting capability. And three, provide training support to backup staff on new task tracking system. Be it further resolved that in the meantime, the town administrator will review, sorry about this, in my eye. But review previous task tracker and determine the most suitable for meeting use and notify the MNC of the share file location for viewing purpose for by December 9th. Okay, I think this is a little. Okay, be it finally resolved that this resolution shall take effect upon adoption past blank date of December 2024. The town of Capitol Heights by mayor and council and common council, Amanda Anderson, council member, Anita Anderson, council member, Latonia Chu, mayor pro tem, and Betsy Ford, council member, Victor James Senior, council member, Ronald L. Williams, senior council member, attest, Linda D. Monroe, mayor. I hereby certify as a duly appointed town administrator of the town of Capitol Heights, Maryland, that on the 9th day of December 2024, with blank eyes, votes and blank yay, nay nos, the aforesaid passed. Joy, we're in town administrator.
Okay. We have a resolution. There's a resolution on the floor. Is there a motion to close this resolution?
Board, so moved. Second.
Who seconded it? Okay,
I did.
got it.
I didn't comment on the last one. I'm going before the council, but I'm going to comment on this one. My concern is two things. The effective monitoring of actions, items, and planned activities. That's admin, not all that, but we're letting you already know legislation. So the wording is for me. The wording, and I apologize for not saying that before. I just thought about that. The wording on here does not really make me think of legislation. It makes me think of events and everything else when I say planned activities, mayor council action items. It just makes me think of something else that's not really legislation. And also, I see here where it has further resolved that an agenda item page 2, task tracker update, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense to me is, I explained this before when you asked us for comments, the bottom of page 1, direct that mayor and council direct the implementation of a tracking system that shall be the primary source for developing meeting agendas. That's impossible. Because just like here, nothing here we did tonight was on the tracker. So you cannot say the tracker is the only things we can put on the agenda, what's on the tracker. Because a lot of the tracker is obviously going to be administrative functions that we don't have to bring to a legislative meeting. So I think another word, if you could say, instead of primary, should be something. that's okay with you. That's just my comment. All over the floor, Councilwoman Amanda.
Councilman, oh, I'm sorry.
If you could please come back to me,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I don't have a problem with the tracker. I think it's a great idea. However, I cannot see this being initiated into a resolution. Like I stated during our work session, I think it should be implemented in the, mayor and council rules and rules for mayor and council. I just can't vote for a resolution for a tracker. I yield.
Councilwoman.
Um, I'm all for the tracker. I understand what you're saying, Mayor, as far as we can't, be held to it because some, at times things may change that will not permit us to add, to go directly by it. However, I do would like to see this come to fruition. One, because, last month, I think, we listed 22 things that we wanted to accomplish before 2026. And I think that needs to be put on there, which will keep us on track as far as meeting some of those things that we put on that list. So yeah, I'm all for getting this implemented. Okay. Right here, I'm sorry. Okay.
Mayor Pro, Councilman Sweet.
Man, we use a tractor every work individually, and we keep up with our own stuff. We track suspense, deadline mistakes, and everything. I really personally don't see no need for tracking. That should be a part of the administrative actions within the town itself, overseen by whomever, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But it's not a resolution, though. It's just, this is part of your job. You know, to do. I yield.
Yes. And to add to my colleagues, the purpose of a resolution is more concrete and more solid and foundation in its nature. So to put a tracker under that result, I think would be a bit much extreme. And then life is too dynamic, and schedules and milestones and deadlines and all of that, they changes. I mean, even the weather have impact on that. The way you wake up and feel one day may have an impact on meeting your set goal. So to put a resolution to a tracker, I think that's a bit strong and a bit much. So, no, I'm not for it.
Okay, thank you. I came back, Councilman Amanda.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to offer from the amendment that under listening to mayor's feedback, that under be it further resolved, the last one on the first page, in place of the tracking system that shall be the primary source, to change it to the tracking system shall be one leading source for developing meeting agendas. I hope that wording will satisfy that, so we understand that it's not, just because it's not in the tracker doesn't mean it can't go into an agenda, just the tracker is one of the leading sources to pull agenda items from. And then on the second page, the second part of the amendment would be under the last, be it further resolved, there's a date of December 9th. I would just change that to January 5th, which is, I think, our next meeting time. It's the first Monday in January 5th, 2025. So that's my friendly amendment. I am supportive of a tracker. We've been talking about a tracker on and off for several years, and I think it's just what's going to hold us accountable to actually doing it and seeing it through. I think the resolution helps with that. And if we were to add it to the mayor and council rules, we'd have to do it through a resolution anyways. So whether it goes through mayor and council rules or goes through as its own resolution, I do think it just needs to formally be put out there so that we're held accountable to it. I yield.
Any more? TA Ray?
Sorry, January 6th is the first work Monday. Sorry, want to make sure it's clarified.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Council, I just wanted to understand or remember that when we first came in office, called the ticker and called the tracker, we did have one before, and we were following it there, tried to do as best as she could to roll some of that stuff or rolling agenda. It's been called several things. She tried to do her best in rolling some of that stuff all out onto the agendas. It will also give, as our colleague just stated, Councilwoman Amanda, it just holds us accountable and keep us on track and focus. It will alleviate us all being all over the map, because sometimes we all at some point get a brain freeze or forget stuff. It's like, oh, yeah, we did talk about that 6 months ago. It just helps with our memory or keeping us focused or accountable. Let's be honest, we all they remember everything. I hear. Okay. TA Red, can people call them out?
No, yeah, was one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's it, you?
You did, no
Oh, it
problem.
was no purpose.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you for the council members that are in support of the resolution, and I would just hope that my colleagues that do have some questions, reconsider and know that the heart of this resolution, me bringing forth this resolution, is to help us to keep track of what it is we desire to do for our town. I know all of us have something that we want to give back to our town, and we want to see it come into fruition. So I think it would help hold, like some of our colleagues have already shared, it would help hold us accountable and keep us reminded of those things that we want to do. It would help give us some order in doing it. The other thing is, it wasn't, I do accept the friendly amendment in terms of the one leading source, and primary is just that one leading. It's not sole source. It is exactly that, the one leading source. So I hope, hopefully we got some further clarity on that. And as far as it being a resolution, it being something, it's something that's strong. It is something that we want to hold ourselves accountable to doing. So this is an action. That's what resolutions do. And if it resolves issues or problems that we have or face. And so that's what I hope for this resolution will do for us. So I just ask that my colleagues support it and help us to move forward and have some documentation, something we can refer back to. I yield.
Okay, with your friendly amendment, the motion is on the floor. TA Red.
Okay, Councilmember Amanda Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Anita Anderson, Mayor Pro Tem Chu,
No.
Councilmember Ford,
Yes.
Councilmember James,
No.
and Councilmember Williams.
No.
That's 3 ayes, 3 nays. Mayor,
I'm gonna have to say no,
okay, so,
not to the tracker, to the resolution.
sure.
Same here.
So disapprove. Okay.
Okay,
I have a question, Mayor. You all are saying no to the resolution, when these are our guidelines, we're supposed to put these resolutions forward. So I'm really perplexed on not understanding why no to the resolution. Can those who voted no, tell me why? What is your reason?
respectfully, Councilman, that you will say something.
Sure, Mayor.
Respectfully, when a vote is done, you do not debate it. That's Robert's rule. You do not debate it. That's why you have the comment. So you have everybody's vote. You have to respect it, whatever it is. Even though if you don't agree, I don't agree with a lot of votes, but you have to respect it, and you cannot debate it. You have to move on.
Okay.
So you can always bring it back again. Dead, it's just a good pet.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Aren't we supposed to bring resolutions to make things official or to have documentation? Because as we have found going forth in this administration, that a lot of things that we thought was documented or you have even stated on numerous occasions in your past administration things that you all had, where you cannot find them because of poor record keeping. And so shouldn't we have documentations going forward to substantiate what we are trying to do, to help this town, to keep the staff, to keep the town, to keep the council on point?
Respectfully, I will agree with you, but off topic. And like I said, we cannot debate it.
Oh, it's not big. That's just
I'm
be clear.
respecting it, so we just have to.
Councilman Ford.
I hear you.
Yes, so
Councilman Ford.
I'm listening to you because we're going to public. You're going back to the resolution,
I have a comment that I would like to speak.
but you can't debate it. If we've taken a
No,
vote
that's
and
one
it's over,
I call for the floor.
I know, but I have to cut you if you start your subject. When you start talking about the resolution again, I'm gonna have to cut you.
Well, that's
You know, and
Councilman Ford.
yes, and you can check me on that, read it. But Robert's rule says, once a vote is taken, you have to move on to your next topic. You cannot go backwards. That's what the comments were for when you have a resolution on the floor. You cannot go back with the motion and talk about it. But if the council will indulge her, it is her motion. Y'all want to indulge her with it, I will allow it as the chairperson.
Thank you. It appears that my colleagues have something against it being a resolution. I did hear that it should be in the mayor and council procedures. So I'd like to put a motion on the floor to add the task tracker in accordance with what's here into our mayor and council rules. And the reason being is that it is something that the council has shared that they feel strongly about it not being a resolution per se, being presented by me as a resolution, but it's something that they do believe that should be taken into consideration in terms of us using the tracker. So I would like, and I am putting a motion on the floor to include it in the mayor and council rules. I hear.
Does she have a second on that?
A second.
Okay, comments?
Councilwoman Chu.
Yes, ma'am.
I agree with the tracker, but Councilwoman Amanda said even if we add it to the mayor and council rules, we have to put resolution.
Okay. That was your comment?
Yes.
Anyone else?
Councilmember Nita.
Yes, ma'am.
So my understanding this would be an amendment to the mayor and council rules.
Yes.
In the same way that we put motions, in place before without resolutions in front of us. I'm assuming it then come to a resolution next meeting if passed. I'm trying to gain clarity on the process. I yield.
Okay. Okay, anyone else? Councilwoman Nita?
Being abused by the mayor on the dice. I'm in agreement as far as putting it in the mayor and council. And as an amendment to the mayor and council rules. It has to be documented and it's needed. We have a year and a half left. And there's a lot of other things we're trying to do. I do.
Councilman Lee?
No comment.
Councilman Jay?
No comment, Mayor.
Okay, the motion on the floor is, you want to repeat it, Councilman Ford?
Yes, I would like to have the tax tracker as written in the resolution included in the mayor and council rules as an amendment to the mayor and council rules.
Do I call the vote? Just yes. Councilmember Amanda Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Anita Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Chu,
No.
Councilmember Faith Ford,
Yes.
and Councilmember Victor James, and then Councilmember Rona Williams. And then Mayor break the tie. Okay,
Thank you. So it wasn't really what was said on the diocese. I yield. It's something more.
And so three.
Yes, it is.
That was a tracker, but they don't want the resolution. That's clear. Can't change that.
But you said, one of the mayor council rules, and it was presented, and now it's still a no vote. So what does that say about your council?
Interesting thought.
Any public comment?
Okay, public comments now?
No.
Yeah,
Councilmember Chu. No, there's no public comment. Unless-
No, you-
No, there's not. So we're gonna close our.
You wanna say something?
Councilwoman Chu, I'd like to make a motion that we end the public session and go into closed session to discuss personnel, with the, I guess personnel in reference to personnel and a council member.
Second.
Okay,
Councilwoman Nader.
he has, representative comments, yes, ma'am.
Comment to what you think? Because I thought you said earlier, confrontation with the employee.
I didn't say confrontation, you said confrontation.
Right.
I never said confrontation, you said confrontation.
You're absolutely right, Councilwoman.
What is it? What's this type? What is it?
Exactly what I stated.
Say it again.
I would like to go into closed session to discuss personnel in reference to, not admin, personnel with council, with a council.
Councilwoman Nader.
You do?
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to add to the rest that she's going into closed session. Conflict resolution, I'll just call it that. The top, conflict resolution.
You got it, Tia?
Yeah, motion to close out public session to go into motion to close out public session to go into closed session to discuss personnel and council member conflicts.
So there has been a motion moved on the floor to go into, to close out the public session and to go into closed session to discuss what was noted by both council people. So at this time, we're going to go to closed session. We're going to, we're going to close out the public and thank you all for, we don't have any. Thank you. Oh, yes, sir.
No, you're so much.
Thank you so much for attending the meeting. Thank you so much. And we will close out at 9, I don't know. it's probably
9:30. 9:30.
Probably at 9:30
yes.
and open up the closed session, I guess, at 9:31. And we have to open it. Yeah.